Hello my friends, I'm G Hondo. Welcome back to our Let's Play of Aurora. This is episode 55. In the end of episode 54, I mentioned there was a couple things I was going to take care of. Number one, completing the waypoint surveying in EZ Aquarii. Did that. There was only one other gate. So I've already built that gate, although I haven't actually opened it yet. The other thing I mentioned I was going to do was to decide where in Gliese we are going to actually colonize. And I decided that since the planet with the archaeological dig was already pretty close, that we just stick with it. The fact that they then found infrastructure, and that decided it, because at that point the colonies are going to start growing anyway, so that was fine. All it took was a little bit of oxygen, a tiny bit of the greenhouse gas to melt the ice sheet, which brought the temperature up, and then some nitrogen just to get the overall pressure high enough, and these people are now happy. Well, one weird thing did happen. Right as soon as I dropped off the first batch of civilians, I started getting overflow errors, which I thought was really strange. It took me a bit to figure out, but on the research, I had basically just picked anyone who cares. Well, now that they were actually going to be researching it, the one I had originally picked, the shipbuilding rate, was so large that it was overflowing trying to calculate the date for it. So I killed that off and just gave them a much smaller one. So yes, they still think it's going to take 1,400 years to research this, but at least they're willing to do the math to figure that out without blowing over Aurora circuits. So there you go. Anyway, currently both the Bee and the Bastogne are at Earth. The Bastogne, I think, is still working on its overhaul. Yes, it is. So that will probably be another couple months before it's ready. But once it's ready, we're going to go ahead and come back to Van Man and Star and try that other gate like we talked about. So there you go. You're now up to date. Let's get rolling. The other thing I did, and I'm not sure it's really helped, is in the sector that has our alien allies, I turned off the sensors, because apparently that can help a little bit. I haven't actually noticed that it did help, but we tried it anyway. Fuel refinery, that means I need to come here and shut that off. I don't think they have any sorium yet. Well, they do, so I don't want them wasting it. Building fuel. Because they found fuel quite a few times since, and we're up to 26.75 million liters there, so I really don't want them wasting the sorium to get even more fuel that I probably don't have any use of. So they also found a whole pile of an old fusion drive, or an old ship drive, a commercial one that basically one you could make with not nuclear, but the second or third one. Like, it was a really weak engine. And then now they've just found some more jump drives, and yeah, they're finding a lot of stuff, but not much of it's actually been useful. But anyway, not a big deal. It's free. We'll take it. Like I say, when they're completely done scouring everything, then I'll just scrap it all. There's no point in going in and doing it, micromanaging it every single time they find something. We have, though, completed some kind of research on something. So I guess you can work on missile launcher reload rates. That sounds delightful. That sounds like something I really need. Or something. And even though my terraformers completed the entire job in less than 3 months, let's work on terraforming some more. Sorry for this, folks. My eyes bugging me. Right, okay. Yeah, basically I did a 30-day tick, because I was still at that point doing the waypoint surveying, but I'd already queued up the oxygen ad in Gliese, so I guess at some point during that 30-month tick, the 2 terraformers arrived, and they're so efficient now that they were able to put all the oxygen they needed in, just a few days. So I don't really need more terraforming research, but we got to give them something to do, I guess. Oh, they found money. That's fine. And the harvester is full. Okay. Not a problem. We can definitely fix that. We'll just send that back to Earth, like we always do, because Earth is our main refueling point. It's really our main everything point, really, but either way. That's fine, too. Good stuff. The overhaul on the Bastogne should be finishing up pretty soon, too. I didn't actually check how much it has left, but it shouldn't be too much longer. Don't think, anyway. Why? No, in fact, it's done right now. Alright, let's go get the Farmhouse done real quick here, because it should be back at Earth by now. Yes, it is. Come here, clicky keyboard. Dump off another 35 million liters of fuel, because that goes so well with the 320 million we've already got there. I don't think we're hurting for fuel anytime soon. Anyway, so we'll go to Ross, to Tea Gardens, to Van Manen's, and I'll just send them back to EZ Aquarii, where he was before. Seems like a good enough spot to me. And now we can finally get started on our scans for today. So again, Ross 248 to Tea Garden, to Van Manen. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing all of these, but so be it. And finally to the new one. Excellent. Let's go. Yeah, this is by far the most, what I find the most interesting part of the game. Opening up new sectors and potentially seeing aliens to either befriend or stomp on. I actually kind of want to stomp on one. I still haven't had a chance to try out my new Meson cannon ship, so I'd kind of like to see how that goes. Anyway, let's see what we got here in yet another Ross. Okie dokie. Actually, these have already been scanned, so this must be a loop back to... Oh, okay. So this... Okay, so there's some kind of circle here. I have absolutely no idea how I'm going to put that on my spreadsheet, but I'll deal with that another time. In the meantime, we should be sending that B over. Tea Garden to Van Manen to Ross, and on this side, build a gate. Okay, so we'll send the the scout ship. Wow. I will send it back to Earth and basically have it refuel and all that, but that should only take a very short amount of time because it really didn't do anything. I just don't want to start the next sector already, partially on its time, so it shouldn't make a huge difference, but just in case. So the other one we are going to from from Tea Gardens was 40 Eridani. Yes, okay. So that's the other one. The other place we'll be going. And that will be fine. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea how I'm going to jigger that spreadsheet. It's really not made for these sorts of things. But still, it's neat, though, that there's some kind of connective loop. It helps you get an idea that it really is, in 3D and not just splattered wherever. Another commercial spaceport. Wow, they're going to be a very rich sector. Commercial spaceports increase the civilian traffic and thus the wealth. Because clearly, wealth matters. Anyway. Right, moving on. So, the Bastogne goes to Ross, to Tea Gardens, only this time it goes to 40 Eridani, to a new point. Let's go. Fingers crossed, we get something interesting. That would be nice. Excuse me. Alright. Should not take it long to get out here. I'm just not sure that we'll actually get a chance to see it, because that's a pretty short trip. Well, maybe. That may take 2 days. So I guess we will see it briefly on its way over. Longer if we go to not responding. Anyway. Right, overflow, as usual. This is the GJ1002 system. Okie dokie. Another one we clearly have already been. So, there's that. Alrighty. Well, it's already got a gate, so I guess I don't even have to do that. Weird that I didn't do the waypoint surveying, though. Very strange that... Because, I mean, I obviously, you know, have stuff here. So why didn't I do the waypoint surveying? Huh. Okay. I guess I'll do the waypoint surveying anyway, but I don't know why I wouldn't have already done that if I was already colonizing here. So I sometimes wonder what I'm doing with my brain. Because I really do not know. But anyway, I guess I won't worry about it, we'll just do it. Very, very bizarre. Well, I'd like to pretend I have an explanation of what I was doing or thinking or what have you, but I really don't. Not even remotely. My only guess is that this was originally a ruin, like an abandoned ruin or city or something. And I was so keen to get the archaeological team going that I just didn't do anything else. Although I clearly did at least some mineral scans, but I guess I got too distracted. Or maybe this is the sector where that scout blew up. I'm not sure. Either way, we're going to do the grav surveys, and that's going to be great. We clearly already found... Oh, I think I remember this. The scout had active sensors on and found the jump point. So I thought I didn't have to do the waypoint surveying because I already would have found it with the active sensors. A bad assumption, but it does sound like something I would think. That does sound like me. See, there's clear proof that it's not, in fact, a good enough way of doing it. I know the bee is busy, but I will give it the order to get over here. In fact, I could just go to GJ1002. I don't need to go to that specific planet, but we can definitely come to here and build this gate. Once it's done that other one. That's efficient. Mostly so I don't forget, but we'll call it efficiency. Anyway. That's cool too. Alright. Buzz through these pretty quick. By the time it's done, the bee should be here starting that other gate. I am going to go back to 40 Eridani and do the last gate there. Just so, because that's the plan I had all along, and I don't like changing my own plans, because then I feel really dumb when stuff goes wrong. At least if I had a plan, I can say, well, I did it because of this. Whereas if I go off plan, then it's just, I don't know. Yeah, I know, it's not really much of a difference, but in my brain it works, so we'll go with that. Anyway. Oh, that also reminds me, I was going to look up what the red jump gate meant versus the yellow one. I never did do that. I'm assuming it doesn't really matter. Like, it's clearly nothing, it doesn't mean like enemies through there or something. But maybe it has some bearing or impact. I don't know. Maybe based on the number of gates on the other side, or the number of stars, or the type of star or something. I don't know. But it's clearly not as important as I originally thought. Because the very first time I saw a red one, I assumed that meant, you know, somehow we'd scanned it and we knew there were going to be aliens there. I don't know why I thought that, but again, I did. So, imagine my disappointment when we flew through it and there was nothing. But anyway. One of these days I'll find a sector with some squishy aliens that would love to play with my Meson cannons. Someday. I'm sure we will find more aliens to squish. I have no doubt of that. I do have doubts I'm going to find another jump gate in here, but it is possible. That is definitely possible. So the turns are still quite slow. I guess they are a little bit quicker since I shut sensors off in that other sector, but they're still not really good. I'm not sure that I can really adequately fix it without starting over, and I really don't want to do that because we're just now getting into the meat of the game, so I don't really want to be starting over unless I have to. If I run into some alien that stomps all over me, then I guess I may have to, but of my own volition, I don't really want to quit yet because we're doing really well and I'm having fun, so. And hopefully you're having fun watching. That's kind of the point. So. But I'm not sure if there actually is a quote-unquote, finish to the game. I don't know if I don't think such a thing even exists. I'm not sure, but I haven't seen anything in the Aurora wiki about it, so it's very possible there is no official endpoint. You just kind of go until you get squashed or until you get bored. Don't know. Alright, anyway, the Bastone is done, so let's go ahead and send it back to Earth, get it all fixed up, ready for the next one. Earth. Yes, please. And a resupply and a overhaul. Thank you so much. Let's let the bee finish up and then we can send it back to Earth to refuel. And we're ready to rock and roll. Assuming, of course, that we get actual response from the game, that would be helpful. That would certainly be helpful. And another auto mine, that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all. Okay, so the shore leave portion is complete. Keep going. You can do it. Push the turn. Push the turn. Okay, overhaul's done. QL. Okay. Let's get back out there then. So Ross 248 to T Garden 240 Eridani or Donnie, I'm not sure. We'll go with that. And jump gate unknown 3. I guess I should have this on 40 Eridani so we can actually see it. Now maybe we'll zoom in a little bit more. There we go. Alright, here we go. Good stuff. Yes, I realize you're not responding. I am aware. There's the Bastone. Should not take too much longer. There's our generous overflow for daring to open up a new sector. And welcome to 61 Cygni. Or Caigni, I have no idea. I'm going to say Cygni probably. Not seeing... Well, there's some stuff happening out here. Does this star actually have anything? It does. Yuck. Just how far is that? Oops, I missed the... Looks like about 12 billion. So not as bad as that other one, but still a little bit further than I'd like. Okie dokie. Well, let's get it started anyway. and see what we get. Cool. Let's see how we do here. It's not too many planets, although I don't know how many asteroids or moons or what have you we have going, but... Oh, good, they found a mass driver. Cool, that's one less for me to build. And speaking of things to build, I should get the bee over here to, when it's done that anyway, over here to build the way back. That would be helpful. So it's plenty of fuel, so the crew is mad because they haven't had shore leave in a while, but I don't actually care. I mean, I value all of my citizens' opinions, especially those on our starships. Yeah, I don't actually care. But don't tell them that. Anyway, shall go ahead and get the mineral scans happening here. See how we do. Well, there's one right off the bat. That's a good start. It may have flickered at the bottom how much it had, but I didn't see it. And I know that's where my cam is, so you wouldn't have seen it even if it had flashed a message, but I still, like I mentioned in the last video, I haven't decided exactly where the face cam is going to be, and I'm not sure if anyone has posted a comment in that video because I'm recording this one immediately after that one, so even if you have posted a comment, I haven't seen it yet, so still consider that a work in progress, as it were. Well, we've already got a couple here. Neutronium and mercasium, decent amounts. Oh, hello. Yowzes. Okay. I'm very happy we found this place. If there's anything colonizable in here, I think we're going to be taking this place. Although whether I actually colonize it to keep it or just come in and strip mine it, I haven't decided yet, but we definitely will be having an active mining presence in this sector. That much I can guarantee you. When I get to it. I have a very long list. And I'm not doing a very good job of crossing things off of that list, because I'm finding new stuff faster than I'm crossing stuff off, but anyway. So be it. Anyway. Well, one thing I have noticed, we haven't seen any asteroids in the last several sectors, or at least no asteroids that have minerals, which seems a little odd to me. I mean, it's not a huge deal because they generally don't have all that much material anyway, but still, it's unusual, I think, to have so many sectors in a row without any comets or asteroids. Seems strange, but anyway, not a big deal. I'm sure we'll get by without them. It just means that the mining, the Golden Shovel ship will be bored much sooner than all my other vessels, so... But it's still... Actually, I haven't even checked on that in a while. I should try and remember to do that. When I last left it, it was on a pretty substantial asteroid. It actually had a very large amount of materials with low accessibility, so... They were grinding away for a long time, but I haven't actually remembered to check on them, so they might be done. I don't know. Anyway. That's something else to worry about later. It's not really critical right now. What's critical right now is getting new stuff scanned in, so we're ready to rock and roll. And another mine over there, that's cool. Very nice. Very nice. Lots and lots of moons on this planet. I gotta assume, though, when a planet has that many moons, I mean, most of them probably can't be much larger than asteroids anyway, really. Or at least that the gravity would be really weird if there were several large moons. I don't know, though. I don't pretend to be a master of all things physics, so... I'm sure if I'm wrong, somebody, probably Bitbucket, will correct me. That's a good laddie. He's been posting quite a few comments on a bunch of my Aurora videos, so it's very informative and I very much appreciate it. So thank you, sir. But yeah, I mean, it just boggles my mind even having that many moons, you know, let alone how they would all interact with each other and the main planet they're going around. And anyway, mine is not to reason why. Mine is just to keep clicking on the turn advance button. Well, I can just see the bee is here, building the gate back, which is so nice. Oh, I guess from where it was, this was in fact close enough to get to. That's nice. Or I completely fudged the distance estimator thing. Could be that too. That's something else I don't pretend to be an expert at. Tricky things like interfaces are rough. Anyway. Another auto mine, that's cool. Tons of stuff out of there. I'm assuming it's probably because they're the same construction crews I've been using the whole time, so they're probably gaining experience in levels, or their leader is, or something. Okay, so you are now done all the geo-surveying. That's cool. Let's do the waypoint surveys. Oh yeah, you're fine. I haven't been out here that long. Excellent. Off you go. But still, that's not a bad haul, and some of those were very, very heavy with materials, so I am completely happy with that. It's good stuff. Much better than last episode, where we spent better than half the episode just trying to save the silly thing, because the 1 star to go and check out was so far away from the other stars. Took months to get there at full speed, and then of course we had to limp it back and tug it back, and then yeah, it was a mess. If you haven't watched the previous episode, do so. It's painful to watch me struggle through it, but it's very interesting. At least I thought it was interesting anyway. Another construction factory, always helpful. And now I don't know why I keep messing with the zoom settings, it just seems to be a thing I do. I'll try and stop. No guarantees, but I'll try. Anyway. Are we going? Not going? Not responding. Beautiful. Anyway. That's fine. I wonder if it would be easier just to run it in flat 30-day as opposed to 1-day auto turns. I like doing the 1-day auto turns for the geological surveying, because I like watching the amounts of minerals popping in. But I guess for the grav survey, that's really not as big a deal. It's basically going to find a waypoint or it's not, and then the bee's going to have work or not, so I guess it's not really such a big deal. So, and maybe that will go a little bit better. Maybe. Maybe not. It's hard to say. Okay, fuel refinery I don't want, some wealth I don't need, and the bee is bored. That's fine. Moving on. Anyway. Actually, with the webcam here, you guys will never be able to read these messages. Maybe I should put it up here. There's not a lot happening up there. Of course, most of the time the messages here aren't really relevant anyway. That one's just telling me there's another fuel refinery. And all the sector commands I was building on Earth are done. I was trying to add that new place in Gliese 6. what was it, 638 or something? Which apparently is still too far, even with radius 5. Ugh. I guess I need to build even more. That's a little bit crazy, but we can do that. Let's build 25 more, I guess. Why not? Yeah, that's all I was trying to do, was just get them to accept that, but I guess that's not happening. Anyway, moving on. Who knows? Alright, a whole bunch of near ultraviolet lasers, which is older technology than we're using, and another mine, so overall not terribly impressive, I must say. Well, that's okay. And there's no way it's actually doing 30-day ticks here, because otherwise it'd be just about done scanning this whole sector. That's how I know you're lying to me, sir. Anyway. So be it. And another auto mine, that's cool. That's good. Let's keep it going here, guys. Let's see what we can do. Oh, yeah, it's definitely not going full 30 days. Which is kind of annoying. And by kind, I mean very. Yeah, that was 3 days. So it's still pausing on these, even though I don't have anything telling it to. Like, it's very annoying. Alright, well, let's do 5-day ticks. At least it'll be closer and it'll annoy me a little bit less. Sometimes I have to do stuff like that, too. Just to keep myself from getting mad. Still about halfway done the waypoint surveying. No waypoints yet, but still a fair number to go. Unless it does that thing again. There was one episode, I can't remember how long ago it was, but it was we were at a point where there was just a few left to do, and we were coming up to time controls. I said, forget it, I'll just, scan these all off camera, no big deal. Because it looks like it's a dead end, because there's only 3 or 4 waypoints left. So I had it scan. It got to the very last one, and found 2 jump points on the very last waypoint. Just, come on! So of course I send the Bastone back, and the bee's sitting there going, what is this? I just inherited 3 months worth of work. Yeah, it was a mess, but that'll happen from time to time. That's fine too. It's all part of the fun. And if you're not having fun, there's not much point in playing the game, but we're having fun, so it's all good. My only real complaint, I'd say, with the game is the turn slowdown. Like, I know it can't be helped, but that's really the only thing that's actually bothering me about the game. Otherwise, I really like it. The interface was difficult to figure out, and I still am not 100% on some cases, especially the combat side, but mostly I figured it out. So it really is just the turn slowdown. I had no way really to know because I hadn't gotten far enough in any of my games, but if I had thought of it, I might have looked that up on the wiki before I started the series, and thus known to do less stars, but oh well. It is okay. We'll have a much smaller universe whenever Season 2 is. I have no idea when we're going to wrap up Season 1, so couldn't tell you when Season 2 starts. But But if there is actually a proper end to the game, or there's a certain spot where you guys think I should end, feel free to leave me a comment. But like I say, I don't see any sign of an actual end point in the documentation. So I basically am just playing until either I get bored of it or we get stomped. Since I'm really far ahead on the technology tree, I don't think we're going to get stomped by aliens. Could be wrong though. It starts when at full technology, and they would very easily stomp all over me because I only have 1 or 2 ships at a time. So, whereas they'll have had 470 years to build thousands of them, and that would be bad. But who knows? Who knows? Oh, they found terraforming modules. How nice. Not really helpful since I've already finished the terraforming, and even if I hadn't, the 2 terraformers in space do the equivalent of 260 ground-based terraformers, but, nice try, thank you. Anyway. It is okay. That's okay. Oh good, they found money. How nice. Isn't that delightful? Let's keep rolling here. We can do this. I know you can respond if you want to. I know it's a bit of an ask, but please, could you? Anyway. Well, unless it does that same thing again where all the waypoints are all mushed close together, we're looking pretty thin for jump points in this sector. But it certainly is possible that they've got them mushed together again. Who knows? But I'm not going to send the bee back until they're actually done, just in case it does do that thing again. Because nothing would annoy me more than having to send it back out again for no reason. Anyway. Almost there. 3 to go. Come on, you can do this. I know you can. There you go. See how much more fun we have when you respond? Anyway. That actually might be what ends the season, actually, is at some point I'll just get so fed up with the long turns that I'll call it somewhere, and I'm not ready to do that yet, but I can foresee that may happen at some point, because they're only ever obviously going to get worse and worse as we keep going further and further. So. But at this point we're still doing okay, so we'll just keep going. Keep on keeping on, as they say. Okay, so this is in fact a dead end. Okay. So be it. Back to Earth you go. Refuel. Back to Earth you go. Refuel. Resupply and overhaul. Okie dokie. I don't think I've actually even looked at the Sol system in a very long time. But you can tell I have been doing a very good job of mining here. There's only 2 places that even have anything left. So, well, I guess that makes sense since we've been mining here pretty much since the beginning of the game, so that does make sense. Anyway. So I guess the decision now has to be is once the Bastogne has done its overhaul is where do we go next? So I guess that's what I should be looking at instead of staring at Sol. I should be looking at places with unexplored jump gates. That would make sense. I like making sense. Anyway. Well, let's just start at the top. 40 Eridani, we know, is done. 60 Signy, I'm pretty sure only had the one gate. Yes, it did. It's a dead end. 70 Ophiuchi is done. Barnard's is done. There's one. Easy Aquarii. Okay. That's where we're going next. And we're going to get there via Van Manen Star. Okay. Good enough. We just have to wait for the Bastogne to do its overhaul, and we're ready to go. The B is refueled. We'll get some of its crew done in terms of shore leave, but I doubt it's going to get all of them done. Unless the overhauls on the Bastogne take way longer than I think they should. But either way, is okay. Found more wealth I don't really need. Okay. So be it. That's fine. Come on. Okay, so the Bastogne's done the shore leave. That's fine. We're still waiting on the overhaul. That's the important part, so the ship doesn't fall apart while it's out there. Again. Because that's never any fun. But that is definitely something I'm going to shut off for Season 2, is the maintenance failures. Because really all this does is, I mean, I'd still have to send it back to refuel, but always having to wait for these overhauls doesn't really add anything to the game, so it's not a big deal, but it's just, I don't know, it's just extra overhead for no real purpose. But anyway, there we go. So from Ross through T. Gardens to Van Manens to Z. Aquarii to Unexplored. Look at me remembering how to get there. It's actually quite surprising. It may not be surprising to you, but it's very surprising to me. I have a terrible memory. Most of the time, anyway. Some days aren't too bad, but most of the time, not so good. But anyway. Who knows? There we go. There's our error for opening up. Lacaille 9352, apparently. Which is starting to look like a whole lot of nothing. Because I'm pretty sure there is no geological to do here. And that is disappointing. I'll tell you to do so anyway, but I don't think you'll actually have anything to do. Unless there's asteroids. I do have those hidden, unless they have minerals on them, so... nope, not even any asteroids. Okay. Then I guess we shall just do our usual gravitational. And the B... Oh, they're close enough. I'm generous. I'd let them get almost done. It's far more than they deserve. I mean, very valuable crew. I definitely am very concerned about their opinion. Anyway, let's go ahead and get the way home built. And I think we'll just jump 5 days here. Because clearly there's nothing happening here. So other than some decent minerals, we really haven't had a whole lot of luck with any of these sectors. Had a couple decent mineral ones, but no alien ones. And they found a research facility, and they just learned something about... Oh, ECM9. That's cool. That's cool. But more importantly, they're going to demand I actually assign that lab to something, so we shall do that. I'm still hoping at some point to find technology, not just that I don't have, but in a completely different branch. But so far, the few I've found, and it's only been, I think, 2 or 3 now, have just been slight advances in something I've already got, so not terribly helpful. I suppose if you found those early enough in the game where you still, had tons of research to do, it would be a lot more useful, but I'm so far in the tech tree now, it really doesn't help, frankly. At the very least, it doesn't excite me, I guess I should say. It's not terribly helpful. Just my opinion. You are, of course, free to have your own opinion, and it does not have to match mine. The bee has shown up, so we can start getting the gate home back built up. The home back. Wow. How about gate back home? See how much better the language works when you put the words in the right order. Anyway, we have found another gate, so I will queue that up. That's cool. Come on. I know, you were so stunned you found something, you just didn't know what to do. Well, boss, I actually found something for a change. Anyway. It's okay. Come on. We can do this. I know you can do this. Yes, no, maybe. Another commercial spaceport. Wow. If I was actually interested in wealth, that would be a very good thing. Actually, if I was interested in wealth, I'd see if I could get the iridium to tug them back to Earth where they'd actually make some money, but anyway. Not overly worried about it, since I have no idea what to use wealth for in this game. If it even has a use, I do not know. The only thing I've found that uses it is if the civilian fleets build a civilian mining complex, you can choose to either just make more money off them, or you can choose to buy the minerals off them. So I guess for that you need wealth, but other than that I haven't really seen that it does anything. Unless it's doing something behind the scenes, I don't know. But it seems to me like we're getting so much of it that it doesn't really have much purpose. Or if it does, it really should be explained better, maybe. I don't know. Either way, not a big deal. Not a big deal. Come on. We can do this. What you yelling about, Smokes? Come here. Come here, buddy. Or just flop out on the floor. That works too. Okay. He likes screaming, but he doesn't like giving me a reason to scream. Because as far as I can tell, absolutely nothing's wrong with him. He's just lying there, quite happy. But he had to scream at me a minute ago. Couldn't tell you why. Apparently he's a silly kitty, and that's enough of a reason, I guess. Anyway. Who knows? Well, that gate's done. This one's a third of the way done, and we still have about half the waypoints to go, give or take. Another new shipping line. I don't even want the ones we have. Well, I'm definitely not funding them, that's for sure. Because I don't think we really need this many shipping lines. I really don't. Another jump point. Mr. B. Let's queue that up. And keep going. Keep it going. Come on. There you go. Okay. Come on. Vroom. Vroom. Another new jump point. The bee has got some work to do. And actually that could work out very well, because that gives us quite a bit of stuff to explore from here, which is nice. I don't think we're going to get to it today, because we're getting close to time control, but that does give us quite a bit to do for another episode. That's cool. Wow, we definitely have a lot of work to do out here. That, and I have to still somehow figure out how to fix my spreadsheet of systems. I have absolutely no idea. Especially now that we found some that circle back. No idea. Not to mention any place like this that has more than 4 jump gates, I have to turn into this, extra sized one, because I obviously can only go 4 directions and on a spreadsheet, so yeah, it's a mess. Anyway, it's okay. I'll figure something out, I'm sure. Come on. Let's try to finish up the surveying if we could, please. Maybe? Sort of? Please? Sir? 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 Okay, come on, you can do this. There you go. Come on. There you go. Five more to go. And you can do it. I know you can do it. You've done so many before. I know you can do this. Apparently me talking to the screen isn't really helpful. Research that I don't care about is done. Yay. Well then, let's find some other research I don't care about. Like, sure, missile agility. That sounds delightful. If by delightful I mean absolutely pointless, then yes. Anyway. I did design a few missiles for the Righteous Fist PDC, but I can't remember how far back that was. I don't know if the missiles... I know, obviously they'll be slightly out of date, but I don't know if they're way out of date or still reasonable. But for now, I'm more interested in the Meson cannon, so that's what I'm using predominantly, assuming I ever find something to shoot at with it. But anyway. Alright, looks like 5 is going to be it, unless it finds something out here, but that seems quite unlikely. I'm not going to say impossible, I'm just going to say unlikely. Okay, so you're done. Yep, so there were 5. Okay. Good enough. I'll send the Bastone back to get all fixed up. So, Earth. Resupply and overhaul. And in the meantime, the bees got plenty of work to do. Basically at 45, 90, 110 days worth of work to do, plus however much travel time, so it'll be busy for a few months. So anyway, we are bumping pretty close to time control anyway, so I'm going to call this a good place to put a cut in. So until next time, folks, thanks for watching, stay calm, and I'll see you next time.